I'm going to show you exactly how to communicate with a CSV file within an AI agent. I'm going to be able to ask any questions I have regarding that spreadsheet. The AI agent will be analyzing the spreadsheet and then be able to respond to my question. It's going to be a super simple and easy tutorial, and this is a pretty in-demand use case. I see a lot of people struggling trying to build these out, connecting CSV files with AI agents. So of course, I found the easiest way of doing it, and I'm going to share it with you guys in this video. So before we jump into it, if you're new here, my name's Elliot. I run my agency, ManyFlow AI, and in the description down below is going to be a link to my free school community where you'll find a bunch of other resources. So with that said, let's dive in. So I've just opened up Airia here. This is my very simple AI workflow. I'm gonna go ahead and ask my AI agent something very basic. Tell me about my spreadsheet. And so I'm gonna query this. It's gonna take that input. It's gonna check through the data source and then go to my AI model over here. And then we actually have our data structure. It tells us exactly the amount of columns I have in my spreadsheet. Company name, invoice number, address, email, name, line item group. So it listed all of those columns. It tells me that the data included 4 companies, whoever is affiliated with that invoice, the product categories, the geographic coverage as well. So as you can see, this is a pretty detailed analysis of what I have in my spreadsheet. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my CSV right now, and we can see that this was pretty accurate. I have my company name, invoice number, address, email, everything that the AI agent listed here. And maybe I want to ask a question about the company name and see what they ordered. So let's go ahead and take the North Star Consulting Group here. I'm going to say, tell me what the North Star Consulting Group ordered. And then let's see the breakdown that it provides here. So based on the CSV data, North Star Consulting Group, they ordered ballpoint pens, mechanical pencils, highlighters, and permanent markers. And it did the math for us here, 28 units of $14.99 each, listed everything there, the total order value, so that was calculated, that was not in the spreadsheet, the contact, and then the address that was actually affiliated. And we can double check, right? 28 ballpoint pens, we can see that they had, right here, 28 ballpoint pens. Let's see how many mechanical pencils, 15. We can see 15, and then 27 and 19 for the rest. We can see 27 highlighters and 19 permanent markers. So I'm now going to be showing you guys how to build this configuration out step by step so you can build this thing out yourself. The first thing you want to do, of course, is go to airia.ai, make an account. It's entirely free. And you're going to be prompted a screen that looks like this. They actually just revamped their UI, so it looks a little bit different now. And I think, honestly, it's much better than what it used to be. We can now have a clean UI on the left side here where we can organize our favorites, check our recents. We go to the Studio tab, we can see our overview, our insights, all the projects that we're working on right now. You can check your evaluations. Knowledge, this is what we're going to be uploading our CSV to. So I'm going to be adding a data source here, of course. But what you're going to want to do is go to Studio, make a new project, and then create Add New Agent. And then I just went ahead and named mine CSV Analyzer. And for the input, if I click on it, I get these options here. Now I'm going to keep this as default, which is a text input and an image input. And then I'm not going to add any custom variables. For this case, we don't need to do that. So that is the first step, is just having our input. Make sure to have it set up exactly like this for this to work the same way. And then we have our data source. So for the data source, we want to go over to this plus sign here. And as you can see, we have a lot of other options that we can add. We can add code blocks, data formatters. There's a bunch of options that we can pick. Now, luckily, to just be able to chat with a CSV, it's not that much work. We don't have to add all of these flow controls or tools. We just want to go to data source over here and then actually drag it in over onto the canvas. Now, if you don't have anything that shows up here, that's completely normal. You actually have to configure your database. So let's go back here, go over to Studio, hover over Knowledge, and then click on Data Sources. Now here you're going to have an empty screen, and you can add whatever you'd like. There's already pre-built integrations here. We can add AWS, Apple Cloud Kit, Box, Dropbox. There's a bunch of options here, and I do want to mention that this platform I'm using is a lot more enterprise-grade solutions, but this works perfectly fine for small to medium-sized businesses as well. So what I want to do, and what you're going to want to do, is go over here. You're going to have the ability to have your own knowledge base. So I have mine called User Personal Files. I click on it, and then you're going to have the ability to click on Add Files up here. And then from there, just drop in your CSV. Make sure you do have a nicely organized CSV just so that the AI model can read it a lot easier. And all you want to do is literally just upload it right here and you're all done. And then from there, once you actually have it over here, so mine was called invoices Airia CSV.csv, you get your status saying that it's ready. So now we can actually import this into a project. So I'm going to go back to my project, go to agents, CSV analyzer. Once I drag in that node right here, you want to make sure to select your knowledge base that you just configured. So I have mine over here, user personal files. I can change the data source if I want, but I don't need to. Selected files, okay, there's the one file selected, which is my CSV. I selected semantic search instead of text to SQL. Essentially, what semantic search is that it allows to search a knowledge base, allows to search some sort of database with meaning. It's not like a typical database where you have to look for an exact word and it'll actually search that database for that exact word. When you're using semantic search, it actually just looks for meaning instead, so we get a lot more of an accurate and more fulfilled output directly back into our AI agent. So I did select semantic search. And then we have the semantic search details. So I have always include user input. I just have that on. The relevance threshold, I let that to 20. I believe this was the default one. This is essentially to control the minimum relevance score a chunk must meet to be included. So 20 is rather low. So essentially the higher that would be, the least amount of chunks we would get. So I wanted to keep that low. The max results, I just set that to 5. How many top matches to return from the index. And we're working with a pretty small CSV, so I don't have to configure these too crazy, but of course you feel free to play around with this depending on what data you do have in your CSV. And then our neighboring chunks, I just have this to 1 per result, adds this many surrounding chunks for each of the selected results. So I have that on 1. Next is our AI model. So essentially to have an AI model here, you might just have the default one, which might just be GPT-4 or 4 mini. That's one of those. What you want to do is go back to the main dashboard here. And so we're going to want to go down to the components tab over here, click on models. And then from here, we actually have a bunch of models that we can pick. All we have to do is add our API key or add any kind of authentication. And then from there, we can actually import it directly into our projects. So I'm using Claude for Sonnet here. And what you want to do is actually click on add. And then from there, it's going to prompt us to add a API key. We have the Airia universal key, or you could do I have my own key. If you do want to put in your own key, select your credential, create a new one. Of course, I already have mine here, my Sonnet key. And so to get that key, all I have to do is go to the Claude console. From there, make an account, add funds to your account, and then just generate your API key. You paste it in here, and then you'll be good to go. And I'll have that linked in the description in case you guys don't know how to use Claude or never played around with those API keys before. All right, so now that we have your model set up, we're going to go back to our agents, back to my CSV analyzer, and then we're going to look at the configuration I have here. For the tools, I don't have any tools set up here because we're not actually doing anything. But what we could do is actually have our AI look at our invoice and be like, hey, flag this one hasn't been paid yet, etc. We could do some sort of option like that and then actually send some sort of action to Slack, to an email. If we wanted to, we could connect a tool directly here. So I have my model that I picked. These are the 3 models I have selected because I gave it authentication. So I'm using for Sonnet. And then my temperature, I left it on 0.3. I want to keep that slightly balanced. Essentially, if you don't know how temperature works, the lower the temperature is, the less creative it is in its output, and the more temperature you put, the more it has creativity. So for something like analyzing a CSV file, I don't want it to be too creative. I'm not asking this to write me a novel or an essay, right? So kept that rather low. And then simply here, I have my prompts. All I've done was add a prompt to analyze the CSV, things it should do, things it should not do, things like that, some calculation rules if it wants to calculate some totals. And that's about it inside of this prompt. I'll have that in the free school community down below if you guys want to replicate this word for word. All right, now going down a little bit, date and time context. I have this off, but you can turn this on if you want. I just don't have doesn't have the ability to check the date and the time. I don't think this was relevant to my use case, but we can add that if we'd like. Always include user input, that's on. Include attachments, I have that on in case I wanted to add attachments, but we could probably turn this off to be honest. And then include the chat history, I have that on all history, and then our output is not going to be structured JSON, that's off. And that's about it. We now have an AI agent able to answer anything from our CSV. So let's go ahead and give it another go here. Tell me what James ordered. So all I'm saying is James. And let's see what it's able to do when I ask it something like this. Based on the CSV, they ordered a pink ink cartridge, a laser tone cartridge, envelopes, sticky notes, ballpoint pens, and a spiral notebook. And I could say, what company is he with? And then it's using the history, so I don't have to re-ask and re-give context on my question. It says, based on the data, James is with Blue Ridge Marketing Co. And if I go here, Blue Ridge, we can see that that is James, and he did order everything here. Spiral notebooks, pink ink cartridge. Cool. And then the last thing that if we really wanted to would be going to interfaces. We could view their API info, so we could put this into any kind of custom app we want to. You could build something on Bolt or Lovable, have AI actually generate the app itself, and then you could connect this and give AI this context with the API info. Or we could go back here and do something like a chat widget, or we could add this to Slack. We can make this into a webhook, add a scheduler, add this to Teams, a bunch of other options that we can pick from over here. So just like that, we were able to build a pretty cool AI agent having the ability to answer our questions regarding that spreadsheet. Definitely a super powerful use case. And if you're looking for this exact resource, it's going to be linked in the description down below to my free AI school community. So with that said, I will see you all in the next one.